Hello and welcome to CAPS 13 News. I'm Tanner Glenn.
And I'm Nevin Drake.
International Programs and Services is continuing its traditions to honor the students within their programs. On Friday, December 2nd, the Office of International Programs and Services hosted the Global Gorilla Celebration in the Overman Student Center. This special celebration is put on at the end of each semester to honor international students who will be graduating, exchange students whose program is ending, those graduating from the intensive English programming, those graduating domestic study abroad students, and those who have completed the International Knowledge and Experience program. We spoke with Alexandre Lacerda, international student from Brazil, and the graduate assistant for the International Office about what students should know about this celebration.
It basically is an opportunity to promote a little bit of the international community we have on campus. So students might be interested in knowing that we support our international students here and we have celebrations for them when they graduate.
Pittsford local restaurant Toast hosted its monthly tarot reading night this previous week. Christmas light decorations and hot foods aren't the only traditions being kept at Toast Cafe this season. They're also keeping their tradition of monthly tarot card readings. This event has been bringing fortunes to others for 2 years. Tarot readings are hosted by full-time Kansas State rehabilitation counselor and part-time diviner Amber Hames and her small-time business Amber Kay. Intuitive Tarot. This hobby-turned-community outreach event has become a staple at Toast Restaurant. A tarot reading consists of the card reader taking the cards out from the deck at random and then interpreting to the client the meaning of the cards based on the questions asked. Once every 4 weeks, customers can come into Toast, enjoy their food and beverages, and see what the cards have in store for them. For some, tarot reading can be intimidating and abstract, but Amber shared with us how she tries to keep connections at the center of her readings.
It's definitely something where, some people they need to be eased into it, and I think once they realize that it really is, it's much more similar to talk therapy than I think a lot of people realize. So it's really us creating a conversation.
Readings, Amber says, can be a great way for couples, groups of friends, and families to get closer by sharing an introspective experience together. To the tarot community, this can be an opportunity to take the time to look inwards and reflect on one's own story, and it can be healing. Hames states that her profession as a counselor and her hobby as a card reader oftentimes crosses over.
Coming up next, we take a look at sports. Plus, we recap this year's Jean DeGruzen Memorial Lecture. That's next on CAPS 13.
Looking for a Christ-centered sorority at Pitt State University? Gamma Alpha Lambda could be the place for you.
GAL is an organization here on campus where college girls can join and just be a part of a community that loves Jesus.
Gamma Alpha Lambda, or GAL, does not currently have a building, but is all about the community and the building of relationships. If you are interested in joining, find them on Gorilla Engage or Instagram at gal_PSU.
Hi, my name is Jorge Leon, and I'm the Learning and Outreach Librarian at Axe Library. In this library, we have 4 floors open to students with a variety of services and spaces, everything from first come, first served rooms to those that you can check out online. Books and access services are all on the 2nd and 3rd floor. Materials can be checked out on first, and access to partners such as the Writing Center and Student Success on the 1st level. We welcome and hope to see you here. Thank you.
The men's basketball team has gotten off to a better start in the 2022 season compared to last year's team. CAPS 13 reporter Alex Perry has details on what's going on with this squad that makes them different from the previous season.
A common theme across the whole team this season is new energy. With 10 new players and a new coaching staff, the vibe is different, and I asked junior transfer forwards Marquis English and Jeremy Shaw about what is different here compared to their old universities.
The Pittsburgh State men's basketball team is already halfway through to matching their record from last year. They have been led by a lot of new blood coming in, with players like Albert McBride, Marquis English, and Jeremy Shaw providing important contributions to a team spearheaded by one of the few players from last year, Quentin Hardrick. Jeremy Shaw has been coming off the bench providing important defense and energy, and he talked about how the team has been coming together over the season after the win against Lincoln on December 3rd.
We're still trying to hit our full stride, but stuff we've been doing to get close together as a team since we're all new, I mean, we all love each other already, but like since the summer, we've been like hanging out outside the basketball court to get close. Like we go to Coach Boche's to swim over the summer a lot. I mean, we eat together a lot. We go to Guads. This kind of our spot, really. And then we kind of, in the locker room, we do a lot of stuff together. We dance, we do a lot of things, listen to music, all types of stuff.
Shaw's teammate, Marquis English, has been playing superbly this year as well. He talked about how good it feels to be playing in Pittsburgh yet again, as he says it feels like coming home.
It's definitely been a different experience. I love it. I mean, just being back home, being from Pitt, it's just a lot of fun. I mean, just the guys that we have here on the team, and it's just been a different kind of love that I've been coming here and being able to play basketball for Pitt State.
It has been obvious to those paying attention that these guys are close and have been enjoying playing with each other and are having fun playing in John Lance Arena.
The Gorillas are currently 4-5 and will be playing this Saturday against the University of Central Missouri Mules in John Lance Arena at 7:30 p.m. Back to you guys.
We've heard about the men. Now let's recap the great start the women have had this season. The Gorilla women came into this week with a record of 7-2, as they have done everything but dominated the game so far. They started with a win against Division I University of Missouri, Kansas City, and the Roos during an exhibition match. The Gorillas then competed in an invitational at Washburn University, beating Oklahoma Baptist, Southwestern Oklahoma, and Rockhurst University before falling to Southern Nazarene to finish it off. The ladies have been hot since winning 5 of their last 6 games, all of which except one has been at home. They're currently 4-1 in conference play after their win at Central Oklahoma on Sunday the 11th, and having only lost to Missouri Western in an overtime thriller here in the Jungle. The Gorillas are led in scoring by 5th-year Tristan Gay, who currently has over 167 points this season, tying her for 3rd in the MIIA. Up to this point, alongside her in the Double G show is Karina Gerber, who, the designated paint scorer, sits at 6th in the MIAA and scoring with 154 points. She's also 5th in rebounding in the league with 78 on the season. The Gorillas will be back in action Saturday here in the Jungle. If you can't make it to John Lance to watch the game, you can tune in to ESPN 100.7 on the radio or tune into the MIAA Network at MIAAnetwork.com.
There's a new trend in Kansas with its benefits and its drawbacks. I had a chance to look into it just a little bit further. On September 1st, 2022, sports betting officially became legal for Kansas residents 21 or older. Pitt student Nate Welton describes how he thinks it can help the state.
I think it definitely provides an income to the state, and I mean it can provide a pastime for its citizens.
There are many different sites and sportsbooks that can be used, such as FanDuel Sportsbook, MGM, DraftKings Sportsbook, and Caesars Sportsbook. Gambling is a high-risk, high-reward activity, so it is important to monitor yourself and not let it get too far out of control. It is very important to have some semblance of what you are getting yourself into before diving headfirst into betting on sports. Communication major Matthew Gilkey explains how you can be smarter before betting.
If you're going to make a bet on any sport, please go look at stats, things that happened prior. Like say it's like week 12 in the NFL season, you're going to want to see what players have been doing all 12 of those weeks before you make a bet.
The most important thing to remember when betting is to do so wisely. Gambling can become a serious addiction, so if you or any loved ones have or develop a gambling addiction, call 1-800-522-4700 for help.
After the break, we get an update on the Irene Ransom Bradley School of Nursing building. Plus, some Pitt State communication students got the opportunity to show their final projects at the Bicknell.
Out on the open road, wind in your hair, bugs in your teeth, and a car pulling out in front of you. Accidents like this happen every day. And you want to make sure you're protected.
Pittsburg State University sorority Alpha Gamma Delta is doing its part to fight hunger. They held an annual macaroni and cheese sale for Feeding America, where college students and members of the community can buy a bowl for $3 or come back for unlimited refills at the price of $5. This event took place on October 26th, and according to the main organizer, Chloe Griffin, AGD raised more than $2,000 for their national philanthropy, Feeding America.
Today's our mac and cheese feed. Basically, we are set up all around campus raising money for Feeding America to fight hunger. It is our national philanthropy, so we are very excited to be able to do this for Pitt State students. It's our way to give back to the philanthropy that we love, but also feed a bunch of hungry kids.
The Irene Ransom Bradley School of Nursing has been training and up-and-coming medical professionals for more than 50 years. During this period of time, it has become the most accomplished nursing school in the Midwest. This building is currently under renovation. In addition to the renovation, construction of an $8 million, 10,000 square foot simulation hospital is being added to the award-winning facility. Expected completion is estimated for the fall of 2023. To learn more about the student displacement this project has caused and how it is being managed, we hear more from senior nursing student Hannah Riles.
It was really hard, especially for everyone. I mean, not even just the nursing students, but the staff, the other student body that's around here coming into the library where we're usually not at. I think it was really hard for everyone to kind of adjust to.
With the displacement also comes excitement. Even though Riles is graduating, she is excited for the class below her and those to come.
I'm really excited to walk through it when it's done and see all the renovations and stuff, but I'm also really excited for the junior class in the years to come to experience it and be able to work with all the new stuff.
The Gene DeGruson Memorial Lecture was held in the basement of Axe Library this year. The topic, the Bender family crimes 150 years later. This lecture introduced a panel discussion with Max McCoy, Carol Stanton, Mike Wood, and Bob Miller. We spoke briefly with Max McCoy, an alumni at PSU and former journalist at the Pittsburgh Morning Sun. He gives us a bit of background as to why this dark and peculiar story should still be discussed today.
The Bender family is one of the most iconic mysteries of the Old West. In 1873, 11 bodies were found in an orchard beside a cabin along the Osage Trail, and the family that owned the cabin, they left, they were gone.
The Bender family, better known as the Bloody Benders, were a family of serial killers who lived in Labette County, Kansas between 1871 and 1872. This event was a major success with 153 attendees, the most of any discussion held in the basement of Axe Library.
Dr. Dan Shipp began his new job as the 10th president of Pittsburg State University in June of this year. He came to PSU after serving as the Vice Chancellor for Strategic Initiatives and Associate to the Chancellor at the University of Nebraska Medical Center. Dr. Dan Shipp says one of his top priorities from these past 6 months has been getting to learn about campus culture through students.
You know, of course, there's a lot of things I don't know, so I'm really working hard, have been over this semester, to get to know our students in particular. So I think I'm now about 6 weeks into meeting with over 600 students.
In addition to that, Dr. Shipp is looking to the future by conversing with PSU students to understand what we are doing well and what needs work.
Our gorillas here, from graduate students to undergraduate students, trying to get to know the institution and through their eyes what's really working. I call those pride points. And then maybe what are some pain points that we can all work on together to make the overall experience better for our students.
With all that, Dr. Shipp speaks on how he knows Pitt State was the right place for him and his family.
I just have to say, it's been such a great landing in Pittsburgh because of people. So there's not a day that doesn't go by whether there's students, faculty, staff, community members will come up to me and they'll say, do you have everything you need? Is there anything I can do to help you? That really makes you feel like this was the right decision.
Pittsburg State University from 1906 to 2016 held a tradition where the senior class could make a donation to build or place something unique on campus. These gifts could range from benches to memorials, the bell tower, and most sacred and controversial of all, the split face. The Oval has been the central hub of activity at Pittsburg State University for quite some time and was last fully renovated in 1979. The most recent update was in 2004 when $40,000 worth of donations from the senior classes of 1997 to 1999 were put to use to install new brick benches, granite for the split face, and more. We learn about this tradition, how it started, and what some in admission know about the tradition.
Riverbrook got the split face in the oval back in 2004. And we're not really sure where the superstition originated, but there is this rumor that if you walk across the oval, one, you may not graduate. But the other one is if it's game day, we might lose the game. And so you'll see people out there on game days, they're like, please do not walk across this. They're kind of barricading it. It's funny when it snows, they walk around it so much that there's just this circle in the middle of snow and everyone has gone around it.
And if you do happen to step on the split face, no worries. There's a way to reverse this curse.
If you do happen to step on it, you have a 10-second window to run over to the yoga gorilla right next to the student center, either touch or kiss its abs or its little toe that really, and apparently that'll cancel it out.
So if you do happen to find yourself in a situation where you misstep, follow these guidelines, and that'll ensure your education and our sports teams stay on track.
Pittsburg State Communication Department recently hosted a showcase for the students to present their documentaries. This event was hosted on December 7th and December 8th. All students and staff were welcome to come and view the students' final projects. For a little more information on what exactly this means for the students, we go to Barth Cox, a professor at Pittsburg State University.
I think the students learned a lot about the process of making a documentary, first thing. I think they learned a lot about themselves and their limitations, and they learned a lot about storytelling and how to tell a story with this kind of jigsaw puzzle.
If you would like to view these students' documentaries, they are available for viewing on pittstate.tv.
Thanks for tuning in to CAPS 13. I'm Tanner Glenn.
And I'm Nevin Drake. Have a great end of the semester. We'll see you soon.